Well, that's gone well. We're on different chat now as well. So this is going to okay. I think some people in the chat have already said the cleaner clearly unplugged the computer to use the Hoover. There is a strong chance. There is a strong chance that has happened. Also, given that I've had to restart the computer, there's also a chance that I'm glad this sound's working. There's no way the keyboard's working. More on that in a bit. Anyway, I've got the wrong chat here, haven't I? All right, I'll load in the chat. Meanwhile, it's because this has happened before in the audio only podcast. Because I am so musical that when I do any singing, sometimes I get flagged as shouldn't be doing this much music. All right, let's see if we can change the comments up to the new ones. Boom, back. Charlotte says, "Don't ever do that again, Steve. You cut the stream. Good point, well made. Has it all died? In many ways." Was the question from Joodles. Even the camera says no. The camera was back, was it? I don't know what happened. I don't know. Maybe I'm asking it to do too much, or not enough in many ways. Charlotte says he probably did a bum punch. It has the ability to knock you offline. Deja vu. It did what? Who what? 1 Alpha 1 A Al Habit. Oh, that one. Oops. You're here. Thank you. And we'll get everyone back in and then we'll crack on. So far, no word from the cleaner either. Good grief. No more meniscus. Well, that's exactly why I can't run. Maybe I won't load. Shall I try and load the keyboard back in? I'm a bit worried. All right, we'll see if we can get that doing it in the background. So, on the show today, I suppose we should start looking at the front pages while we let the chat catch up with what the chat should be. It is weird as well. Whenever I start the computer, there is one USB device that it just says USB device not recognized. Go in there, no serial number, no details, it's just all null when you look at the info. So I don't know what it is. And I can't be bothered to go through unplugging everything one at a time. Something around here ain't right. We should check to make sure that the cameras are still looking as sexy as they were before. That's not going to work either, is it? Because now I need this. Okay. Now you can do it. The making of is what you get to watch today. There we go. Reconnect my little Stream Deck thing, which now means... Close that. Still not doing... No, the cameras are the things not working. Okay. That one's on. But not that one? Ooh. Ooh. I've got a plan. I've got a theory. But there's no way little Steve in the background's going to be working. Let's do some front pages. Friday dead and loose, says Proper Memes. Harsh. Don't blame me, blame the computer. Friday USB live and loose. Yeah, something's flipping loose. Right, to the front pages where what's the odds that the front pages are going to be loaded in now? Come on, mouse, let's risk it. Here we go. Over here. Boom! Long time no see, Fergie. Did we need to see Fergie? Feels like my MP's promised us, the UK to have a summer of sex. Not now. Andy X holed up in the Alps. Oof. It's a terrible place to find you got a hole, isn't it? Epstein pal in hiding for 213 days. No. So the last time we saw Fergie, I wouldn't have noticed. I was absolutely fine. But so there we go. They're slowly getting... Now, in Epstein news, and we do have an Epstein jingle, if we can risk trying to play that without the sides of this computer falling off. Epstein watch. Epstein watch. Epstein
update.
That's the chap. ASMR. Camera's not working. No one cares about Fergie. We'll move on. Starmer on brink as his Mandelson lies are exposed. This story is the big story of the day. So, it turns out that Peter Mandelson did not pass the vetting process. As I said on social media, the plus side is that means the vetting works. I guess. But look at this. I'm not going to go in with the same angle. I don't think this is Starmer on the brink. He's bound to absolutely quit over this one, because this would be the 7th time we've had that opinion over the last 3 months or something. And I'm sick of it now. This just in. Starmer definitely has to quit in the next 24 hours. Not a chance. Now, what's happened here is, has he lied to Parliament is the question. And it looks like, because he's such a well-trained lawyer, he said these phrases that aren't technically... He said that Peter Mandelson went through the vetting process. Oh, he's got you, Annie. He's got you on that one. He did go through the vetting process, was found to not be suitable, but he went through the process. You know what I mean? It is like saying, what? So he went on trial about this, implying that at the end of it he was found not guilty. Yeah, I mean, you'll find him in Wandsworth now, but that kind of thing. So he'll somehow survive. But at the same time, that means every other time people have said he'll be gone in the space of 24 hours, and I've been like, oh, yeah, maybe he will. This is the one time I'm disagreeing. So I know the way the universe works. It probably means he will be gone this time. The fact that this is the one time I'm going out there, chin out, going, no. He will survive this due to the swift word usage that he managed to deploy. So he didn't technically say. He said to Parliament, he went through the vetting process. I think he's got you. But the idea is that he wasn't. He's furious. It's that he was not told that Peter Mandelson did not pass the vetting thing. You'd imagine when someone does vetting, and I've never vetted, I would not want to cram my hand that far into anything. But if that's what you got to do to make sure someone can go and work as an ambassador, that's what... I don't understand it. I'm not into politics myself. But if one of the checks you have to go through to be the ambassador to the US is just the full, all creatures great and small, then that's what you have to do. But I'd imagine at the end of vetting someone, I'd probably send an email. Probably send me results. I'd probably put it in a spreadsheet. I might send the spreadsheet. I definitely wouldn't be like, right, he has failed the vetting and I shall keep that to myself and walk off like a muppet. Something ain't right. I don't know why I'm looking over there for the chat. It's not that chat anymore, is it? Hey, I was like, no, everyone's been a bit quiet. Here we are. Let's have a look. It worked this time, though. She came back because she heard the news about gingers. Oh, good God. She is one of you, isn't she? It just goes to show that being a ginger does not necessarily mean you're great or bad. It's almost as if it's irrelevant to our judgment on someone. I was thinking yesterday we should have dealt with this. I like ginger as a way of approaching things as well. We often don't remember the fact that the word ginger has more than one meaning. As in, I did it gingerly. I like that, ginger. That's a good one. Ems, you're a ginger. Do you do things more gingerly? I don't think you do, because you've got a higher pain tolerance. So surely you're more likely to, smack things around and bounce off the walls. The opposite of being ginger. I accuse you of being a non-ginger ginger. Don't know how we got into that. Charlotte says, why does Mandelson look like Keir Starmer after a car crash? A good point. Well made. Don't mention car crashes. Keir Starmer's gone to Paris. Too soon. Yeah. He's flying to Paris, Jules, for a Zoom meeting. What? You'd suspect to get out of the way. Well, yes, because that way he doesn't have to say anything. They've got the weekend to try and do exactly. In fact, I shouldn't come up with good ideas for them. Like making. He never said he failed the test. Failed the vetting. He just said he went through the vetting. He never said he passed it. Rather, I'm presuming they'd already worked out that flim-flam. I don't want to give them flim-flam. If you just swap their hairstyles, it's quite funny. We can bring it up again. Let's get the front page. At least one of these buttons works. There it is. Peter Mandelson is also looking a little bit like the old man in Up, but that would just be a weird spin-off version, wouldn't it? Instead of the cute montage at the beginning where he meets his wife and she dies, it's just a montage of all of the scandals he's somehow walked away from. You've got mail. You think I'll open up the flipping email on this computer as well now? Let's have a look. Hey, all right. We'll load some of these in a sec. Keep your thoughts coming in the comments. What else? Hang on. They need to go into the special folder for stuff to do with this show. There's a special folder. Oh, We'll save those. All right, in fact, we'll load these in now, actually. Proper means for sending me some. Just those two, is it? Lovely. Got them. Right, let's see what we got. Got to open up a folder as well. Do you reckon this computer can handle it? That's the wrong folder. There it is. Right, first one comes through. Steve's Choc Pocket. A gooey vortex of chocolate. Oof. I'm slightly perturbed by the chunks. Do you not think that hurt? Oh, dearie me. All right, and also, let's see what the other one looks like. Now I just look angrier there, don't I? Dive into the chocolate dimension. It's a... Oh, hang on. Let's shrink it down. It's not the first time I've heard that. It is obviously the first time I've heard that. It's a flavor vortex, extra gooey. Well, do you know what? If anyone's interested in buying these, we can try and get them made. I'm not that ginger in real life, am I? Wrong on. The wink one is better. You don't want your chocolate pocket winking. If there's one thing I've learned about chocolate pockets in my time, and I've not learned a lot about chocolate pockets, it would be that. Starmer looks like a rabbit in the headlights. He's not. Yeah. Again, maybe if you're in Paris, I stay away from where the headlights are. Will he make it back for Friday night dinner? Well, he cracks off at 6, whatever the phrase is. He clocks off. Clocking off and cracking off are different things, aren't they? Jesus, PM. Yep, that's true. Live and loose day. It very much is live and loose. Let's not have the word loose associated with my chocolate pocket. I've got a reputation to maintain. Back into the front pages. Oh, he looks happy with that, doesn't he? Mandelson hired after failing to pass vetting. We know that one. Oh, yeah, I like that. This is the one on here. Trump hails a 10-day ceasefire in Lebanon. Well done. Do you remember how there wasn't a war in Lebanon before, though? It's just a bit much being like, well, look, there's a ceasefire in the place that we didn't attack, and somehow it all kicked off there because our agreement with Israel did not work particularly well. I'm just thinking, I probably wouldn't boast about that one. If you achieve it, it pulls focus to the fact that your original ceasefire didn't work because of the Lebanon thing. Front page of the Daily Mirror. Putin's Brit hit list revealed. He's got a hit list of Brits. The Brits. Has he got my song from... I say song. Has he got my EP, I'm Tired, featuring first album Poor and I Need Some Money Right Now by Stephen Allen on Spotify? Probably not, but it was worth a mention. No, I'm worried. We do a lot of commentary on here. I don't want to make it onto his hit list. Do I have to start being nice to Putin? A lot of people online do. Here's someone who can jog on. I started turning off our Wi-Fi at 6 p.m. Oh, and I bet you don't shut up about it as well. It's like people who don't own a TV. It's fine not to own a TV. What you could do is not mention it. You know, absolutely everyone who's come into contact with this person will now be fully aware of them turning the flipping Wi-Fi off at 6. Why? Are you in prison? If I turned our Wi-Fi off at 6, the TV wouldn't work, because that's what the world's like these days. Wi-Fi went off at the start of this show. Just need to check. That wasn't the cleaner, was it? Because if... Have a look. Ooh. Ooh. Someone wants to do a thing with me on Instagram. You know, where they share a post and pretend like you also made it. Where's my picture with my front door? I'm just going to get my front door up. Alex says, Joodles, what? Winking the third eye, says Proper Memes. Okay. I'm not taking requests. You can't leave them out in the sun. Dripping chocolate pockets, never a good thing. That's very true. Oh, literally is the flipping cleaner. Hang on. Right, bear with. Hello. If you're watching this, that means current live Steve has had to nip to the door because of the cleaner. He's probably explained, hopefully he has, about the fact that she's not good with keys. It's not a good sign, is it? But probably means she won't nick our keys, at least. So I don't know how long he'll be. He's just got to get to the front door and say, come in. And that's it. So it shouldn't take long, but she speaks Portuguese, and Steve's Portuguese is not too good, though. You see? So, should have planned something for this, really. And what we can do, for ages now, I've been meaning to take the plastic covering off of the air conditioning remote control. ASMR. That's one job done. He's still not back yet. He'll be. How long have I been doing this for? It'll be 2 minutes, won't it? He'll go there. He'll say obrigado in an embarrassing way, and she'll, sorry, Stevie, like that, and then he'll say, oh, never mind, and then he'll have to remember to put her parking on. Oh, when he sits back down, tell him to do the parking voucher for the cleaner. Otherwise, she'll get a ticket. No, I mean, it's obviously more of a her problem than a my problem or a him problem, but out of all three of us, she's the one who will do a vengeance smearing of poo all over the place. So probably ought to put the parking ticket on. Is he still not back? Yeah, got quite a lot of fruit juice there. A Mockingbird raw press. That's how I like it. Hopefully I got changed before the start of the show. Improv's harder than it looks. Before you start being all like that, you try it. Well, you do do it in the comments, don't you? Okay, I'm just going to put the screen back up for a second, just in case he's back. Are you back? Hi, Steve. Are you back yet? He's not. Hello, Stevie. Obrigado. That'll fool him, won't it? He won't have a clues. Hang on, he's not back yet. Hang on. Any second now. Tell you what, if I end up scratching this air conditioning remote control, I'm going to feel like a bit of a pillock. That's me, by the way. No puncture to worry about. ASMR. The problem is, if I keep dicking around like this, I'm going to be sat here waiting for this to end rather than restarting the live show because I'm enjoying. Shh. All right, I'm going to press mute now so I can't mess around. Got it. Welcome back. Welcome back. So the cleaner turned up. She didn't know where the lockbox was. Sent a picture. Hang on. I see no one's reminded me about doing the parking. All right. Here we are. I'm doing it myself. Cleaner. I don't know her name. And confirmed. I can run a household and do a live stream. Of course I can. Right. I'm back. This is weird. What's Chris done? What's he off been doing? He might be in the toilet. Who might be in the toilet? Let's work out where we get to. It's so Schaefer today. How dare you? It's Friday. What more do you want? It's a Friday. What more do you want? Wow, you made a clip for the dedication. So look, I knew there was a risk. I knew there was a very high risk that the simple task of getting a key out of a key box. No. I've seen what she does with the bags for life. Have I told you about my argument with the cleaner about the bags for life? Every week, she would come round and take a bag for life and use it as like a bin liner. And It's called Bag for Life. So the 30p a pop then. So I bought some bin liners. And so ordinarily, what would happen is she'd come in and she'd chat about the babies and stuff and blah, 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 blah. And she'd grab a Bag for Life and go upstairs. And a few weeks into it, I was like, I hate to talk to people. It's not even that I don't like confrontation. I don't like people. So eventually, I put up with it for a while. And I was like, no, I'll buy some bin liners. And I said, oh, by the way, instead of using the Bags for Life, which I fold so free, they're over there, I can't reach them, but I fold them like someone who's got a problem. They are so neat. They fit in a pocket. They would fit in your chocolate pocket. I spent ages getting the folds absolutely square on them, and she's like, put the rubbish in them. So I said, I bought you some bin liners, and her response was, English, no good. Literally, just shut me down, like not even having the conversation. So the odds of her managing to get through the door were slim. The struggles of having a cleaner, by the way, I know, it is hard, isn't it? Go on, Steve, tell us a joke. That's you're aiming high with that one. It might be in the toilet. That's not a bad plan. I should make one of these in case I ever need to pinch a deuce. It's amazing, Chris. What? It is weird. I thought it was broken, so I digress. No, it was broken. We've done it all today. Steve will never be allowed back north. A cleaner, and he doesn't even know a name. Well, I do. I can't spell it. That's why it's in there as cleaner. I could tell you a name if you want. I don't think it's a GDPR thing. Kayla. But how do you spell Kayla? However you think you've just spelt it. It's not that. No Y's in it. Or is there? I don't know. And it's too late to ask now. How do I spell your name again? No English. We need a tutorial on the Bing Bag. I should, yes, I'll show you them at some stage. They are, do I have one? Bear with. I don't have a video for this bit. How many spares how many spares have I kept? Oh, nuts. How many spares went indoors? The bigger issue is the fact that all my spares have ended up being inside because the cleaner keeps throwing the flipping ones away. Hide the bag. I've had that. That's why I brought them in the shed. But slowly but surely I need the darn things. What are we doing? News or something? I think I was having a go at someone who turned their Wi-Fi off for some reason. Right, let's get inside the news.
Let's get inside the news.
That's what I just said. There's not loads to go through actually in today's news, so it's good that we've had to just mess around. Steve has so many bags for life that he has them for life. Do you know if your bag for life breaks, you can just go and get a new one because it's for life. You keep going in the old, you get some puncture in them or whatever. You go down to Tesco and say, "Oh yeah, my bag for life. Look, it's all ruined," and they will give you a new bag for life. It works. The system works. Bag corner. That's I will show you how I do them. Do I have any? I could use that one, I suppose. This. The Summer of Sex MP in Kemi Slapdown. That's the kind of... No, that's not where we're going with that one. So, what's her name? Niblet. She's somewhat Samantha Niblet. Barely even knew it. What? A Labour MP who wants to turn 2026 into a summer of sex has hit back at Kemi Badenoch after the Tory leader mocked her plan to bring adult toys to Parliament. I mean, it is a stupid plan. Her goals... Here's what happens, right? You say that's a stupid plan, and she'll say, getting sex education is important, and the societal contract, and women and children, and violence, and blah blah blah. Stop it right there. Bringing sex toys into Parliament is the problem. Your goal, fine. Your method, weird. It just seems a bit odd that she can turn up with some sort of 15-inch thing, and that's isn't it light and playful? And look, it's all about Poor old Neil Parish turns up, has a quick look at a little bit of tractor porn. Gone, mate. It's not fair. It's a double standard. A double standard as well is one of the names of one of the sex toys, as in standard bearer. One of those. One on either end as well. Terrifying thing. Never go up the A1. The road, I mean, not your. So I think, if you're trying to raise awareness of sexual education and stuff like that, fair enough. If you think the way of doing that is turning up to Parliament, tooled up like flipping Deadpool, just two of them across your back, like that, I imagine. I've not seen the pictures of Samantha Niblet doing that, but I imagine she turns up, or at least just one in the old back holster, by the power of Grayskull. That's how I'd do it. And if she's not doing that, she's missing a trick. Also, I imagine you should have done this before Easter and you could have had fun hiding the love eggs. But whatever the plan is, her plan is to turn 2026 into the summer of love. One of the front pages we didn't even talk about has the banner at the top saying, the UK has never needed more a summer of love. I don't know. Maybe on one of those cooler summers. You don't know. You could be like a heat wave one. You don't want to do it during that. She's sparked a political row with her Yes, Sex, Please, We're British campaign. What no one seems to be missing out on this. Obviously, it's a pun on the Ronnie Corbett. Where's the glasses? The Ronnie Corbett film. Oh, nuts. Here it is. Good evening. Yes, please. No, we're British. Whatever, you know. I don't want to have the sex. British. She says, yes, please, yes, sex, please, we're British. It's the first time there's been something that's actually talked about being British. This show of your ethno-nationalists are absolutely loving this policy, but instead they're obsessed with how she disguises the dild. Did I ever tell you about the interview I did on BBC Radio Kent with some kid who was, I don't know, she was some school kid who'd won an award for the bread making award. There's some local bread making award, and we had to interview her. And she had made bread and she'd mixed pea into it. Hang on, that's the phone going. There's a strong chance the cleaner's still outside. How's a look? No, I think she's got in. Good. It took her a while. It's only 4 digits. Christ on a bike. You could have cracked that without me telling her the numbers. So this kid had made a bread that had pea in it. But of course, when I was asking her about how she developed the recipe, she kept using the word dough. Now, I'm not the one who made it happen, but she kept using the word pea and the word dough next to each other in sentences. And I say I'm not the one that made it happen. I might have circled back and asked some questions again, so she did it because I was finding it hilarious. And the producers were not happy. They were kind of glaring at me through the glass like, it's BBC local radio. You shouldn't be having a fun time making some school kids say pedo a lot. But I did. But I didn't laugh. Until the end, when I asked her if she thought about new recipes for next year, and she said, oh, I don't know. And I said, have you thought about adding dill? And that interview ended. This is why I don't work there anymore. I have no idea what we're going to do. But oh, yes. So the argument is, hang on. Kemi Badenoch landed a really good joke, is what I was going to say here. I'm surprised. Mrs. Badenoch accused the government of giving a whole new meaning to fiddling while Rome burns. That is, come on. Indeed, that was right there, eh? But Niblet says, I'm really disappointed to hear I have such a cheap shot. We're not promoting sex toys, and it just takes away from the seriousness of the campaign. Does she take away from the seriousness of the campaign? Or do you turning up with a truckload of, I don't know, what you have, vibrating things? There was a thing in the news saying that everyone in the House of Parliament uses them. I'm not sure she's right about that. I mean, I know Anne Widdecombe isn't there anymore, but I bet you during the era she was there, I don't think she did any of that. I met Anne Widdecombe just last year, actually. GB News. She was turning up to do some sort of an interview. And normally I go down the stairs, try and stay healthy and all that stuff. It's only 1 flight of stairs down, but I thought, which means it's more of a faff using the lifts, but she wanted some help getting in the lifts. So I actually went in the lift with her, and I can say that at the end of that journey, she is still a virgin. In case you were worried. Niblet, is that a real name? Niblet by name, Niblet by nature. I just choked on my tea. Has it got lumps in it? Have you put some of the chocolate thing in there? Whoa there, says Joodles. You didn't just let her in. Did you stand on the other side of the door and still make a krypton factory? Yes, of course I did. Because if I turned up and did it for her, what do you think would be happening this time next week? I know it's patronising, but it's the only way she'll learn, right? It's for me to stand there going like, no, you do it. I'm just timing to see how long. Because... So the discussion about it was, the other option is to get another one of our keys and put it under the mat. And I said, can't we just tell her the code again? And my missus said, oh, she won't understand it. I know, but we just have to have to get through this, don't we? You just have to birth this problem. And eventually, she'll know how to do it. So, yeah, I stood there and made her do it. BST means something else now, does it? I should be reading the comments. Hang on. The goal isn't fine either, I thought. Unless you're aiming to education at children, 0 adults don't know how to do the rumpies. Yep. Is it a toy if it's a business tool? Oh my God, if it's tax deductible. I can't fold my bags. They're stuck to my chest. Well, bag for life. Is that what BST stands for if you really spell it badly? Have I turned the flipping aircon off? I went outside and turned the aircon off. What's the point of that? I'm so practiced at leaving the shed that even when I dashed out there, I was like, shut everything down. This computer shuts itself down. We talked about the cleaner. No, the sex toy thing. Yeah, you're right. As we said in yesterday's show, like if you're trying to teach, like languages, you can teach French at school, but if you want to learn a language in your 70s, it's up to you, isn't it? You can do your extra studying past a certain age. If you want to brush up on your mother tongue, that's walked us towards a pun that I willingly set up, and now I'm not brave enough to pay off. Nope. All right, what else is happening? Reeves, I'll split the bill. This is a shocker, because I think what we've got here is Rachel Reeves doing something that's not bad. That doesn't quite fit, does it? You flipping newspapers. Households could save hundreds of pounds a year in a major shake-up in the energy market. Previously on the show, we've been talking about how ridiculous it is that in the energy mix of all, you get a little bit of solar, a little bit of windy pops, and you mix all the energy together, some nuclear, get your base load of nuclear in, and then a little bit gets used that's gas, and then that's the price you have to pay. The price of gas dictates the price of all the energy that you're using, even though you should be using the cheaper renewables. What a dumb system. You couldn't think of a dumber system if you sat down and went, right, hey, ChatGPT, come up with a dumb way of pricing your electricity. Oh, why don't you link it to gas? No, I said electricity. Yeah, no, it's been really dumb. Oh, thanks. So, I'll read the whole damn thing. Basically, you see, you can't see it. I've got a red line because I've loaded in those pictures of the chalk pocket. I need to get rid of the red line's gone. Chancellor Rachel Reeves and Energy Secretary Miliband are expected to cut the link between gas and electricity prices. Hey-o! Yet again, we find that I have suggested something on this show a few times, and it has become policy. Is that correlation or causation? Shh. Don't worry about it. I might have the power. I might be Truman in the Truman Show. If I think it, it might happen. Just try and imagine the cleaner not needing to be handheld through 4 digits of a lockbox. You never know. It might happen. We'll find out. Oh, this was on the front page. I'm just going to use this as ancillary info. A restaurateur has slammed the let off for an animal rights activist who snatched his crayfish. None of this is a euphemism. Crayfish, snatch, all of these things. So he had some pets, basically. They weren't going to be eaten. Ronnie and Reggie. That's a bit much. Should have been Ronnie and Ronnie, shouldn't it? Good. I don't know about the plankton, you know. They were in warm water. Someone thought they'd save it. Took it outside. Loved it in the cold water. It'd be dead. It'd be dead in Weymouth. In Dorset. Wouldn't recommend it. So it's dead. But they get off with it. And now the other one's died, apparently, because of heartbreak or I don't know what. The fame. Calories. So it's dead. And this is what you get. It's the same people who are like, oh, no, I couldn't harm anything. Because my missus does this as well sometimes. Big spider. She doesn't like spiders. And she's taught that to the kids now. So I'm the only one who doesn't absolutely take a poo in a bucket when there's a spider around. Ah. And it's because I lived in Kent for a while. And the spiders down there are proper. You get to about October and you'll see a spider on the wall. It's like that big, thick, hairy legs. Just the way I like them. No. So you come home and you get massive spider. I'm like, flipping out. Back then, I was a little scared by how big the spiders were. Even I, right? There was one that was so big, I put a 50p piece next to it to like compare size, and it nicked it. So I don't mind spiders. Is the point of that? Everyone in the family, oh, does the spider get away with it? And I get a tissue and go to oh no, don't squidge it. Take it outside. Every time you take one of these spiders outside, they die of exposure and starving. But I do that. I mean, I'm cruel. So that's. Charlotte says, "Hey, Mr. Cuff, is Cuffy turned up? What's happened? Oh yeah, sorry, I'm late. You've missed very little. You've missed quite a lot and somehow very little. It's weird." Jewel says, "Don't worry, Cuffy. You only missed the complete Schaeferization of a Friday live and loose. Not complete. Come on. I still think that viruses exist and the Earth's not flat. Can you do the other Ronnie? What, the other cray? They're crayfish. You can have that one. You can have that one back. I was thinking it was a bad set of nicknames for the crayfish. Well, where's the... There it is. You join me here getting a joke for the first time. Nice. So, Charlotte, now this show was always planned to go this way. It's a Friday, remember. It's very well planned. Steve, you're 6'2". The spider is defo more scared. But that's just basing it on height, isn't it? What about number of legs, number of eyes? There are other metrics. If we're playing top trumps, the spider could do me in a couple of categories. Barker, you loon. I barely even knew her. Crayfish, yeah. And the Doodles, I only just got the Ronnie and Reggie cray fish. This one. They've swapped rounds. How's that happened? Don't squash the spiders. Take them outside for a fight. Oh, yes, that's true. Get them. What, me and the spider? Or I collect some of them together and get some local wrong-uns to bet on it. Yeah. I got the snots today. The hay fever's killing me. Oh, I'm not taking my tablets yet. That's why. Into the news. Only fear for the beer. What? Football fans could face a nightmare of beer running out during the World Cup owing to a shortage of CO2. As someone who doesn't like football, and I don't drink, can you imagine how much I don't care about this story? Oh well, you'll get over it. But what I wanted to draw your attention to, if I may, this down here. Look, if you like football, you like beer, I feel sorry for you, but I got 99 problems. No CO2 risk to World Cup pubs. But what? CO superscript 2? May not. You are thinking of carbon dioxide. 2 oxygens to 1 carbon, CO subscript 2. CO2 up there, well, you've got carbon monoxide with a positive charge. You've ripped 2 electrons off a carbon monoxide molecule, you dick. I think the reason I wanted to do this is we have the first ever example of
Science Corner.
Pedantic grammar. It's the double. It's a pedantic grammar science corner, correcting pedantically the scientific grammar of someone who doesn't know how to do a CO2 molecule reference. That feels good. The PG... Oh, you could do the proper one.
Don't you mean...
Subscript for the number of atoms in the molecule. Superscript for the charge on the molecule. Or by the time you've got a charge on it, the ion, I guess. If you're going to be like that. If you're going to be that pedantic. Let's have a look. Oh, PM, you got censored, damn it. Has he been posting his DPs again? I think the spiders hate to see Steve's shoes slamming on top of them. It's their fault for having that many eyes. Real ale would be okay. True. That's true. A lot of real... I mean, I'm getting the beard. At some point, I suppose I have to do real ale, don't I? The CO2 shortage is the new Y2K bug. But you didn't have to have a subscript 2 in Y2K, but you do in CO2. One of my fish is called Max, says Ems. He's a better fish. Only people of a certain vintage get it. I don't get it. Feel free to explain it, because I've got a camera where I can get jokes on. Is it oxygen squared? Exactly. Now, technically, it should be 2 and then a little plus symbol to show that you've got a +2 positive charge, which is you take your carbon monoxide and you would rip 2 electrons off out of the valence shell. I suppose it's only a valence shell by the time you get molecular orbital theory, and then actually you'd call it bonding or anti-bonding shells. All right. I'll give you that. But you see the point. Nudes, my comment was on the stream chat. What? Joodles? And science grammar. Yeah, we can make a jingle for this. Right. If anyone wants any other boring lectures on scientific nomenclature, I'm here for it, babes. And if you want to talk molecular orbital theory as well, because it's really cool. It's the only way to understand why you don't end up with paired electrons in oxygen, which is why it's diamagnetic or paramagnetic. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this. Diamagnetic, right? That's the one. Staff at a prestigious tennis tournament were caught on a microphone talking about Carol Vorderman's sex life. Well, we've all done it. I don't mean talk about it. I mean, hey, 5 or 6 guys. That's so unfortunate, because if it was 5 guys, you'd be setting me up for a lovely joke. I think I did that one about M's recently. Their chat was broadcast on the website at the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix. While a practice session, that's what she calls them, was being screened, involving Wimbledon women's champion, no one cares. One worker claimed the former Countdown presenter, 65, has had a butt lift. I still use butt stairs. It's better for you. He added, I saw something recently that Carol Vorderman came out and said she was in like an open relationship. Obviously, in the world of tennis, the word open means a different thing. I don't think she's like, no one's being seeded. Well, they are, I suppose. Oh, dear. Another worker at the competition said with 5 or 6 guys, a third said, good girl. Wow. And then the first worker tries to add that Carol says the stigma around it should be eliminated. Is there really stigma? Do whatever you want, but you've got to let us have a laugh about it. I think I would not like to have 5 lovers or 6 lovers. Certainly not 5 guys. I'd love 5 guys, but I wouldn't love 5 guys. But I wouldn't even love 6 lovers. It's just too much, isn't it? Firstly, the week is 7 days, a prime number. Well, you've scuppered everything there. Our planning is going to be very difficult, isn't it? 5 or 6, I guess you could just do 1 a day and then 2 days off or 1 day off. It feels like a logistical nightmare to be able to manage that many sexual interactions. You'd have to be some sort of maths whiz. Oh, that's how she does it. Carol Vorderman, another blast from the Schaefer past. No, is he one of the 5? Maybe we should add some more of that shame back. Betamax. I get you. Oh, the Betamax. I see, because I was trying to find a fish pun in there. Betamax fish. I like it. I have a meme about Vorders and 5 guys. I bet you flipping do. Vorder has had a butt lift to fix her chocolate pocket. I don't think that's what they do. Is that what they do? Just tighten up the seal. Sort out the O-ring. If she keeps on having plastic surgery and lifts, she'll soon have a goatee beard. Yep. Spreadsheet lover organizer. Do you know what? It's doable, isn't it? I'm sure she is. Is talking about Vorder's sex life appropriate? Not really. She let me stigma it in. God. I tempted to do the drums for that. It's not. I'd feel slightly bad if I did. I appreciate the work, but it is such a wide swing. How does your brain think that's going to be the phrase? I'm hearing stigma, and my brain's thinking, yeah, honestly. Oh, this, by the way. Success in speed of sound travel test. A prototype plane being developed to bring a return of supersonic passenger travel has passed a milestone test. Brilliant. The X-59 flew wheels up. Oh, I see. For the first time. Well, did they leave them down before? Feels weird. That feels like you've just fixed the button that does the wheels. That can't be the trickiest part of this, can it? But isn't it amazing that with loads of investment, loads of striving, loads of work, we have managed to get traveling near the moon like we could do in the 1960s and Concorde technology like we had in the 80s. Wow, what have we been doing for decades? We have really let things slide. We should have been living life like the Jetsons, and we just really took a backward slap, didn't we? In the future, well, I can't do that. In the future, you can have 1960s style space travel and 1980s style planes. Mobile phones, that's the only thing we've done. Can we all agree the mobile phones, that we made them better? Whoa, battery. I turned the aircon off. I don't know who turned that on. A low phone battery with no charger. Has someone taken this thing off? A low phone battery with no charger to hand has been voted top stress trigger for millennials. Oh, in that case, millennials, you're fine. No, because we were hearing a lot about your anxiety, and I thought you might have anxiety, but if your top stress is not having a charger, you'll pull through. Now get back to work. Stop moaning about anxiety. In fact, go back to work, because you know what you've probably got at work? Charger. So, why don't you shut your face? Good night. Hang on. Someone said Back to the Future, and I'm always up for this. Let's see, where do we get to? So, supersonic plane is faster than a phone call. Explains why Starmer travels so much for meetings abroad. I suppose it is, isn't it? Back to the Future, or is this forwards to the past? We're going forwards to the past. 1.21 gigawatts. Low phone battery, says Proper Memes. I thought the low charge was the issue. Pedantic grammar. Ooh, you know, I'm not one for pedantry myself. Horlicks, says Ems. Now there's a blast from the past. Have they brought that back? You know, it's if we work hard, we could have Woolworths again. I'm looking forward to it. My top stress trigger is people. Yes. Yeah. It can't be that the worst problem in your life is, I don't have a charger. Buy a spare charger then. You absolute Assault and battery charge. Problem solving Friday. Do you know what? I should do a spin-off where we just bring the problems and I'll solve it, because all problems are flipping easy, and I don't know why people just don't shut up and do it. Yeah. Also, you don't even need a charger. Quite often these days, in the old days, a charger was really tricky because it had the plug thing on there and it was a specific weird jobby to fit the thing. These days, have you got a USB-C or the Apple one? Plug it into one of those USB things that's in the wall. You just need the wire. It's not really even a charger. You need the cable. You don't know, you're born. Generation X. When we had a charger, when we had a remote control car thing, you had to take the massive battery out, plug it in on some sort of trickle charge nonsense attached to the wall. It made you look like you were walking around to Doc Brown's house overnight. And then eventually it would have all of about 3 minutes worth of charge, and it's gone again. Whereas now, your lithium batteries just grow up. Woolworths pick and mix. Yes, please. I see. I am solving the problems. Ems says, not on the A1. What? Have you been up the A1 again? Which one do you stop at? Great before sleep, and got censored again. Well, good. You're probably saying naughty things, you and your DPs. We're nearly done. We must have done a show somehow today. A third of us would rather live near a great pub than a good school or shop. Bad news for the people who do this survey. They don't want to live near your pub then, do they? Green King, burn. Good. Good. This is not one of those surveys to be upset about. More people would live near a good pub than a good school because more people drink than have kids in that level of education. So again, it's more worrying if it were the other way around. More people would rather hang out near a good school, but they don't have kids who go there. No, I just like it. Why don't you live near the pub instead? No, I'm all right. Just going to sit out and watch out my window. Do you know, I want to watch the pub? I got Asda lager in the fridge. I was going to sit here and watch. But It's 3:30. Do you know what I mean? Another one. And finally, hang on. What's coming through? I have the battery pack on my phone. That way, when someone annoys me, I can just take it off and throw it at someone. It's good use. It was a good joke. It didn't deserve to get censored. Well, I don't know how to ask you what the joke was. Proper memes. Feel free to email it. I can read it out that way. Got to Scarpa. See you all. What? Did you not record a video to keep us busy while you're not here? Honestly, some people. Drinks are better in pubs than schools. Yep. Deeply creepy, says Joodles. Also, now you're making me want to do a parody version of that Right Said Fred song. Deeply creepy about the thing you got. I don't think I work out the chords to that straight away. I could do those simple things. No, I can't. No, it's got to be A. You've got to end up on an A7 at some stage. Hang on. Do 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 ba do 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 D. Yeah. Ooh, can actually do it. Nope. Things we saw and loved, the light that never some. I don't know the words though. So I thought about Right Said Fred as I wrote it. Well, I think about Right Said Fred sometimes just to slow me down. Just before, hang on, checking emails. Oh, it's not there yet. That's a shame. Not got an email confirming the parking for the cleanup. This show has been all over the place. ASMR. All right, we'll just do the last one before. Please not the singing. The moon we saw and laughed. The moon we saw and laughed. The cab that never showed. The moon that walked us home. That's the moon one. Can someone find the lyrics to Those Simple Things? Actually, let's not. It'll only end up with me singing it. And finally, Greens in BBC row. The Greens branded a BBC expose into asylum abuse misleading, despite evidence that migrants are faking claims to stay in Britain. This is the story we covered yesterday about how some migrants are being taught to gay up is the wrong phrase, so I don't know why you'd say it, but pretend to be homosexual so they don't get sent back to where they can't be as homosexual. And there was a bit we didn't cover yesterday. There was a lovely bit where the lawyer who was giving that advice, but giving the advice on a webcam while sat in a bedroom, literally like OnlyFansing this up. Making a great tidy profit on it by the looks of it. She said, actually, it was because of it was a communication error, not a miscommunication error. That would be tautologist. She said it was a communication problem, that she wasn't speaking in her first language. And that's understandable, isn't it? Because if you're not speaking in your first language, it's very easy to accidentally say, you got to be gay. Because a number of times I've popped over to Paris, like Starmer, get on the old Eurostar when I used to live in Gravesend, up to Ebbsfleet, straight down to Paris. And I only did GCSE French, and I've not practiced it in a while. And I'd want to say something simple, like, où est le syndicat d'initiative? And instead, I'd say whatever the French is for, you gotta be gay. You get weird looks, but then you're in Paris, you get weird looks anyway. So, good times. Thanks, Greens. Let's have a look. The film we saw and loved, The Cab That Never Showed, The Moon That Walked Us Home. Hang on. The film we saw and loved, The Cab That Never Showed, The Moon That Walked Us Home. Keep doing minor, don't I? Like the guy in that sketch earlier on. Like two bald heads. What's happened? Why are you saying that? That sounds like the melody before the airport announcements. I need to learn that. That's going to be cool. The cleaner is having to unlock the email. It may be a while. God knows what's happening in there. The joke from Proper Memes. Horlicks, but she'll charge extra for it. That should not have been, censored. That's absolutely fine. And sex work is work. I think that's the message here, isn't it? That's what the message we get from Samantha Niblet. Sex work is work. Because part of it includes a type of job. No, that's not. What's the argument for that one again? You do it 9 to 5? It's come with that, can you? 9 to 5. Dun, 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 dun. I'll put it in C. Dun, 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 dun. Tumble out of bed and tumble to the kitchen. Pour myself a cup of ambition, yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump on the bed and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Ain't those simple things that make love a joy to live, the pleasure it brings, just the thrill it is to give, emotions will sing with just those simple things. No, it's in A, isn't it? And yet we're on Dolly now for some reason. That's it. I'm done. I'm sorry. You can't get me somewhere near a Dolly and not expect me to be. Actually, the chorus is slightly trickier. You got a D in there as well as the others. Well, that's not the first time we said that. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Getting by. It's all taking and no giving. You just use your mind and they never take credit. Do 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 dum 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 dum. Yeah, there's a D in there. Depeche Mode are the only acceptable songs I'll take on there. Speaking of the songs, on Spotify, please go and have a watch of. I've got another one coming out soon. I had no idea if it's going to be possible to do a video, so we might have some of this in the Stephen Allen cinematic universe happening more on Spotify for the songs. I'll try and involve them in the stream. The main thing is the stream. Don't cross the streams. The main thing is youtube.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen. Tuesdays and Thursdays are slightly more prepared than this, plus the odd Friday like this one. Do apologise. The audio-only podcast available on Spotify and other places. Substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen to read some stuff I put up there every so often, including the newspaper columns. And that's about it. That'll do, isn't it, for a Stephen Allen cinematic universe? I think we've got it. We could do an AI video. It's great watching the magic being looked for. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. You do realise as soon as this web stream finishes, I'm sitting here playing this to myself for a while. The aircon needs turning on. It's getting warm in here. Right, so Charlotte's done. I think we lost Martin a while ago. We lost Chris. Everyone else is heading off. No, Martin's just still hanging on. I'm amazed you are. Censorship is off the scale today. Tell me about it. I got thrown off my own live stream earlier. Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. That's all I've got to say. I'd feel wrong to ask for any money after what's happened today. So maybe just save up for the Tuesday and I'll try and do something worthy of your cash. The way that you're meant to sell these live stream things is you get from doing the free fringe stuff. You say, if you've enjoyed the show, imagine what ticket price you would have paid to see it. I can't raise that as a thought experiment today, can I? Imagine that if this were a live show at a festival, work out where you would have walked out. And then let's just do that in pence. List, I just got what, eh? Lost, I just got here. I thought you'd gone. We need a WhatsApp group for the live streams. It's not a bad idea. But that means everyone giving their number. Is it better to do a Telegram thing? Do you hide your numbers more that way? Steve just doesn't want to go into the house so he can avoid the cleaner. Oh, but Mrs. Niblet's plugs. I've left the wrong camera on, I tell you. When we come back to it, it's not going to be good. How would we do it then? Would we do the WhatsApp thing? Or I'll look into Telegram. It feels like that's the kind of dodgy place of the internet that this show should have a presence. But plugs tonight. No, that was last night. I thought I'd use the one from yesterday. Save the paper. Friday. That's now. Tonight, I'm performing in Wantage. I don't know where it is. I thought that was a quantity. When you really want something, you'd measure it in wantage, wouldn't you? How much? I know you want this, but how much you want it? Oh, I've got quite a high level of wantage on this one. Tomorrow night, Saturday, performing in Wimbledon, the stand-up comedy, the same that I'll be doing in Wantage tonight. Sunday, Paper Jam. I got some messages on social media. Some fans of Rhea are excited that I'll be turning up there. I don't know what I could be. Oh, Joodle said could set up a Discord. In a sense, we have a Discord, but not that, not that kind. So that's what I'll be getting up to. I knew I'd leave their on cameras on. Yeah. I think we're done. I really wanted you not to sing. Tumble out of bed and tumble to the kitchen. A different chat group would allow memes and gifs. Yeah, but imagine the kind of filth you'd send proper memes. Imagine if we couldn't censor you. I thought you were saying you won't age. I have. A friend of mine sent a picture of me from 2010 that he found on his phone. Well, I don't know where he found it. I don't know why he was keeping it. It's a bit weird, isn't it? But he sent it going, oh, look, it's from you 2010. Don't do that. Life has not been kind to some of these features. I'm a bit worried about keeping this beard for too long because when I eventually do shave it off, I'll be remembering what my face looked like before the beard started. And then it'll just be weird under there. PM, we'll keep looking young in the AI. That's a good point. Yep. Charlotte has Stevenage. What? That's where I live. I'm on brand. By the way, Steve, me and the girls are at your gig tomorrow. What, in Wimbledon? Nice. And by the girls, your friends, or are you just talking about your bosoms? I need to know because I don't what kind of group I'm looking at. Is it you sat behind what I'm going to think is Right Said Fred? It's your fault. The film we saw and loved, the cab that never showed, the moon that walked us home. I won't be doing that on stage. Maybe I will. Chaz with the bags for life. Yeah, yes. Fred and Richard, as you call them. Ah, dear. Betamax and VHS, as you probably call yours, because one's slightly bigger than the other. That's not where I was going with that one. I thought you said A1, Martin. If you are going up the A1, which is a phrase I never realised how on... There's a video, which if you've not seen, you should see, that someone's done about why there's so many sex shops on the A1. And I never thought it's because it's the rudest sounding road number, isn't it? You only got to put like another A and an N in there, and you can, the R.I.P. Andy Kershaw. What have I done? It wasn't me. Jeez, we're up to date. Thank you for this. Is difficult to leave because it gets ruder at the end, and I don't want to leave. Fred and Richard is better than Fred and Rose. That's true. Yep. Oh, good lordy. Well, thank you very much for participating in today's live streaming event. Let's recap what we've learned today. This computer needs to restart on its own every so often, and the cleaner can't make a way through a combination lock when I've given her the combination. Other than that, we are fully up to date. Tuesday for more of this stuff. Get up on an A1, yeah. Oof, blimey. Just be careful. Put that in the wrong sat-nav. Just because the sat-nav says you should go there doesn't mean you should necessarily try it. And I think we're up to date. Track me down on all the socials at Mr. Stephen Allen, and until now, even the flipping Stream Deck thing turned off. That's how long we've been doing this. Till next time, bye.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a vomiting epidemic.
We sure
Stevie, I don't know the combination.